On page 3, here's our example 1. Now, I've got a typo. I failed to adjust the 2014 from my last set. So if you can change that 2014 to 2017, and then have this change. Okay. So January 1st, 2017, Robinson Limited, that's us, purchases $100,000 worth of 8% bonds payable from Chan. Robinson accounts for this investment using the amortized cost basis under IFRS. The bonds mature on January 1st, 2022 and pay interest each 6 months, July 1st, January 1st. The market or effective interest rate is 10%. So, you're going to do bonds payable and talk about premiums and discounts and stuff like that, which I don't think you talked about a lot in intro. But again, right now kind of they have to throw this in even though we haven't done liabilities yet, because liabilities are going to be in chapter 14 or 15 next semester. Okay, so this is the coupon or stated rate. It's the actual interest paid. Now, the market, the bond market, just like there's a stock market, there's a bond market also. Prices are set based on supply and demand. So, if we're offering 8%, and the market rate was 8%. So if these two were equal, let's say they were both 8, our bond would sell for roughly exactly the face value. However, this bond is only offering 8% when the market rate, which means everybody else is offering roughly, okay, is 10%. So, should we, as Robinson, buy Chan's bonds that are only going to pay us 8% interest? Should we pay $100,000 for that if we could invest elsewhere and make 10%? Well, no, we're not going to pay full price for that. It's got a crap interest rate. So we're going to pay less than $100,000, okay? So what that means, because 8%, the coupon, is less than the stated, it's going to sell at a discount. So less than face. Okay, so that's what it means. So they want us to calculate the approximate purchase price, because a bond market isn't 100% efficient. Okay, so purchase price means present value. I really like this pen. I'm going to have to get more of them. Okay. That'll focus that baby. Okay, so we don't need to, or we don't know what the present value is. Now, we have to use our financial calculators again. So we have future value, we've got I over Y, we've got N, which is the number of periods, and we've got the payment. Now, one thing you have to know, this have to be the same sign or the same direction. And they're the opposite of the present value. So you notice in previous chapters when you calculated present value it came up negative, okay? That's because these we're positive. Okay? So let's go through here, and we're going to put these in as positive, okay? So I'm going to make them positive. You can make them negative and see what happens. So the future value of this bond, remember how a bond works? I've got to do it backwards because we're buying the bond. So we give Chan some money. They give us a piece of paper that's a $100,000 8% bond for 5 years. And this is, notice this is 5 years. 2017 to 2022. Feel free to count on your fingers. Okay, so we give them money. They give us a piece of paper that says $100,000, 8% bond, 5 years. July and burst. So that means our little piece of paper that we're holding entitles us to 8% of 100,000 every 6 months, or total over the year, so 4% every 6 months. And at the end of 5 years, we get 100,000 back. It's like we're lending them money. Okay? So we're trying to find out how much we're going to pay for this bond. The future value, what we're going to get back at the very end, is 100,000. Okay, and I'm just going to leave it positive. The interest rate per period. This is where we use the effective rate. And it equals 10, but we get paid twice. So that's 5. Number of years is 5 years times 2 payments is 10. And the payment equals how much we actually get. So every 6 months. So we get 100,000 times 0.08 times 6/12, which equals 4,000. And we're going to make it positive. Okay, so if you compute present value, you should get 92278. And that's what that bond is worth to us to pay. It equals out by making this the effective rate, what everybody else is paying, or the rest of the market average. By putting this in, and showing what we get at only 8%, this says you'll even it out, so it's essentially like you're getting 10% based on that. Okay, so the approximate purchase price is present value equals 92278, and round to the nearest dollar, or whatever Wiley Plus tells you to do. Okay, so we're going to record the purchase of the bonds, January 1st, 17, debit investment in bonds or in Chan bonds, whatever, 92278, and that's what we pay. And if it doesn't specify that we paid cash, you can always go with cash with these, unless it specifically says otherwise. Okay, it's probably already bumped me off. I will start a new video for the second part.